Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 Episode 9 was absolutely profound and wholesome, guys, okay? So we're seeing the battle between Higuruma and Itadori, which is very unique, right? So instead of being a absolute kill or death domain, like Tengen said, a lot of these people nowadays, their domain are just, kind of manifestations of their character-ish, right? Instead of just being always about physical harm. And that's, in this case, Higuruma's ability. His ability is to put the people in his domain on a trial and kind of judge them based on their previous crimes, right? And it's their job to kind of prove that they are innocent and not guilty, right? And the effect of being guilty, which we saw, Itadori got accused for something very small and harmless that he did back in the day when he was younger. The effect of him being guilty for that trial was him getting his cursed energy taken away from him, right? And Itadori, being the physical monster that he is, that doesn't really affect him too much. He's still able to dodge and weave all of Higuruma's attacks after the trial was over. Higuruma's ability is very nice, though. His ability to change his size and shape of his gavels, right, and to manipulate them and throw them and use them how he sees fit. Very, very strong. Higuruma's a very strong character, right? Itadori, on the brink of death, figured out the only way to get his cursed energy back was to try another retrial, right? That's the weakness of Higuruma's ability. You can call for a retrial. And then during that retrial, the judgment brought up an even more bigger and more recent crime that was committed from Itadori, was the mass killing in Shibuya, right? But again, we know that that wasn't Itadori. That was Sukuna, right? And Itadori still admitted to being guilty of that crime because he feels absolutely bad for not being strong enough to control or at least interrupt Sukuna controlling his body, right? So he admitted to being guilty, but Higuruma knows, because of the evidence, that that's not Itadori's fault. He's innocent at the end of the day, right? So that's why Higuruma kind of held back at the very end from killing Itadori, because he's not going to kill an innocent person. That's his whole character, right? He wants to defend the weak, right? And that kind of helped out Itadori in the end, right? And that conversation that he had, they eventually came around to each other, realizing that, hey, Itadori is not a bad dude. He's a noble dude. He's not like most of these criminals and victims that I've been dealing with all these years, right? And Itadori sees that Higuruma's actually a good guy, right? He's just in a really fucked up situation, right? So now they're going to go ahead and talk it out. I can't wait to see what that's going to be like moving forward. And I believe Higuruma is actually going to give Itadori his points, so they can go ahead and continue with the whole culling game plan they have, right? Cannot wait to see how this all unfolds, man. Very unique episode, okay? Look out for episode reactions every single week, all right? Thank y'all so much for the vibe.